This is good. You see, in other circumstances there might have been more or less cubes, but tonight there's 4 cubes and small piece of impacted cheese almost obscuring the top of the little book of matches. But there's a note too. Now, one of the things that really bugs people is unexplained phenomena. I mean, in a way it's great because you can have the Weekly World News, you can have something fairly simple happens, like a spaceship crash lands in the middle of downtown San Francisco, and normally people wouldn't take any notice. But in this instance, somebody's worried because they can't understand why it's happened, and there's all sorts of theories. It's not really, the obvious thing is it's just a spaceship. It's come from millions of miles away, the batteries have gone flat, the thing got sucked into orbit, ran out of gas, steam, as it were, whatever. Gravity, as usual, took it, tethered it, noosed it, lassoed it, and wanged it down. Millions of people were killed. Atomic fallout and particles spread all the way from, you know, Hawaii to Nevada, and little bits are being packaged off and sent to the Kremlin, so they've got some too. And then George Bush's administration is indecisive, or, you know, plasmic at the moment, hasn't got any definite, you know, hasn't got something to give to Mikhail to say, look, we're here as well as not just Margaret Thatcher, we represent America and all the rest of it, the hardest working people in the world, and who therefore are entitled to most of its resources. But you know, here we are, we do have hang-ups and we do have these things, so here's a little bit of space dust. Oh no, none of this happens. No one takes advantage of these opportunities. They just assume, you know, there's a big thing, they immediately blame it on the Russians or the Iranians or themselves, or they pretend it's actually 15 jumbo jetliners that have become mysteriously welded together by a man from Tupelo called Mr. Hammond, who bore a grudge, and whose enormous, you know, mist-like, you know, the kind of wraith-like fist, the wraith-like fist of Mr. Hammond has somehow bonded these lumps of metal together and stomped the whole thing down in the middle of San Francisco. No, they have to make up these sort of spurious things. Now, this is different because we've got the cheese and we're going to find out why. Well, we're all unrelated. Oh! Well, the reason the cheese is here is because it's my birthday. Play I Am the Walrus, please. Thank you. I can't. I don't know it. Strawberry Fields. All right. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. No one is real, nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. No one, I think, is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. That is, you can't, you know, tune in, but it's alright. That is, I think it's not too bad. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Always know, sometimes think it's me. But you know, I know when it's a dream. That is, you can't, you know, tune in that it's alright. That is, I think I disagree. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Oh, great.
We wanted you to do something field.
Okay, well, you should have said at the time.
I know.
And these are your carrots as well. These carrots from an independent source. Okay, well, you're shy. That's great. Okay. I'm gonna have to. Oh God. It's a Raymond Chandler evening at the end of someone's day, and I'm standing in my pocket and I'm slowly turning grey. I remember what I told you, but I can't remember why. And the yellow leaves are falling in a spiral from the sky. There's a body on the railings that I can't identify, and I'd like to reassure you, but I'm not that kind of guy. It's a Raymond Chandler evening, and the pavements are all wet, and I'm lurking in the shadows, 'cause it hasn't happened yet. The useful thing about love is it eventually stops, and like anything else, it leaves you with a certain degree of a hangover. The cost isn't always measured in financial terms, the same as if you buy chicken or drugs or too many hats or anything like that. People associate me with all the wrong things. Actually, I'm not involved in any of that. Or even occasionally, you know, you can buy fish, and I have, and I probably will. You know. I ain't going to be stopped right now and questioned as to where it went. But and the same would go for you. Everyone has private habits and interests. And out of this sort of plasmic bowl of confused emotions and inferences and little... I mean, essentially, if you can picture a kind of round vat with the top sealed down every so often, it's like a sort of garbage can with a flattened out map of the world on top that nobody can see because they're all lying underneath. And there's little fiends inside the can with very, very long arms that can stretch an indefinite length. And every so often they try and push the top of the lid off. And then you have a thing, it's basically a kind of psychic mallet adjuster that comes out on the top of that and pushes the fiends back to the bottom of the can, and they all get chronic earache and things like that. But they have amnesia, so they forget constantly that they're defeated by this mallet. And so within a matter of seconds, these rubbery but dejected fiends are back in place, pushing at the top of the garbage can again. This is basically how human emotions work. And then every so often, there's another thing which injects kind of sour milk or a kind of mix of yogurt and gasoline that comes in through the top. And half the fiends are allergic to yogurt and half of them are allergic to gasoline, but the other half crave yogurt and crave gasoline. So when this stuff comes through, first a bit of yogurt comes in, and, or yogurt as you call it. Half the fiends go absolutely ape, and they start climbing on top of the other fiends who have again got chronic migraine but can't remember why. And then just as the main fiends are about to ingest this yogurt, but they've got very, as you know, if you try and say you try and get some yogurt with a sawn-off chicken's hand, little of it actually reaches your mouth, which is why you're given the spoon. And which is great. People shouldn't abuse spoons, they should just put yogurt in them. And any kind of fluid you've got to put it in the right place, otherwise no one ever happens. But I think that's okay. Things have got to be passive in this world. So anyway, there's these fiends with these horrible sort of thin, stringy chicken claws trying to scoop yogurt into their gaping jaws. And then suddenly, all change, in comes the gasoline. And the other ones, you know, barely has yogurt entered their starved and parched, ghastly medieval lips, when they too feel the onset of migraine and falls at the bottom in a sort of catatonic heap, while the other fiends spring up to get the gasoline, and they don't have clawing hands. They have actually there's little, like you know when aeroplanes fuck in midair and they have that hose can opening thing like that. They've got those, so they should be okay because they can absorb the gasoline. Only unfortunately the lids are all shut, so they don't get any either. So these demoralised and unhappy things are bouncing up and down, and this is what causes people to relate to each other. And this is a song about you know, a kind of an attempted relationship, and like most of them, it's a waste of time. In the tower, the other sides. Good tonight, please take my eyes. I've used them. Doctor, doctor, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm sad to hear that, squire. We're closing. She snuffs you out like silk and pours you out like milk. But just before the dawn appears, draining all the blue away, just before all your perspectives change, isn't that strange? On the black Fellini sails, tattered rags that hang on nails remind me, you the mistress of your chair, I the sergeant of your hair. You blind me, you turn me on like light, a silver liquid light that emanates inside of you, decorates the room around it, just before the curtains part for dawn, everything's gone. She had one long pair of eyes, she had one long pair of eyes between her, one long pair of eyes, so she could see you. On the lone Norwegian shore, lovers weep forevermore in evening.
with the clouds above their heads, go back to their lonesome beds and leave you there. She falls on you like rain. When will she fall again? Or just before the dawn appears, stealing all the blue away, just before all your perspectives die. Didn't you try